closely at this sketch. It's one of the most recognizable artworks globally, historically viewed as a universal symbol of faith. But notice the actual anatomy. See the swollen knuckles, rigid fingers, and deeply lined skin. The proportions and specific damage indicate someone who endured years of brutal physical trauma, far removed from the soft hands of nobility. This leaves us with a historical mystery. Whose hands are these, and what tore them apart? To find the answer, we have to travel back hundreds of years to a tiny, impoverished village in Germany. Here lived two brothers, Albrecht and Albert Dürer. From a young age, they both exhibited a remarkable, consuming talent for sketching and painting. They practiced constantly, sharing one goal: to leave the village and study at an art academy. The reality, however, made that nearly impossible. Born into a massive family of 18 children, they struggled daily just to put food on the table. The family's meager resources meant there was no possibility of sending both boys to school. The funds simply didn't exist. Blocked by poverty, the brothers agreed on a desperate solution. They would let pure chance decide who got to pursue their life's ambition. They tossed a coin. The winner would pack for the academy, while the loser would work in the local mines to pay for the tuition. Albrecht won the toss. He gathered his few belongings and set off for his formal education. At the academy, Albrecht thrived. He spent his days in well-lit studios, mastering complex techniques and quickly making a name for himself as a rising professional. Back home, Albert honored their agreement. He descended into the dark, incredibly dangerous local coal mines. For 4 unbroken years, he pushed his body to its absolute limits, enduring cruel underground conditions to ensure his brother's tuition was paid. One brother spent 4 years creating refined art in the daylight, while the other systematically broke his body in the pitch black to make that art possible. After graduation, Albrecht returned to his village as a recognized, successful, and wealthy professional artist. During a festive homecoming dinner, he raised a glass to his sibling. He announced that he would now take over the financial burden, sending Albrecht to the academy to finally fulfill his end of the bargain. But as the family cheered, Albrecht began to weep. He shook his head and softly declined the offer. He held up his hands to the table. 4 years of swinging heavy tools in the mines had pulverized his bones and crippled his joints. He could barely grip a glass, let alone hold a delicate paintbrush. The brutal manual labor that had guaranteed Albrecht's future had permanently destroyed Albert's dream. Albrecht was devastated. All his newfound wealth and prestige could not repair his brother's shattered joints or give him his lost years back. He needed a way to recognize what Albert had given up, a way to show his immense gratitude permanently. He gently asked his brother to sit down and slowly hold his severely damaged hands together in quiet prayer. Using his masterfully trained eye, Albrecht painfully recorded every single detail. He drew the bent knuckles, the swollen joints, and the thick, calloused skin exactly as they were. Returning to the sketch, we see a direct, unflinching portrait of Albert's ruined hands. Albrecht's rendering documents a specific act of brotherly love and sacrifice, grounding this image of faith in the reality of human labor. The drawing stands as an artistic masterpiece, but its lasting value is the permanent historical record of a brother's selfless gift.